morning, Professor and everyone. My name is Bhandhiraporn Donsakul, or you can call me Oni, and I'm conduct the research paper about the incentivizing electric cars upon the taxation policy. And this is my poster from my research paper. I try to compare the domestic taxation policy with foreign countries, including the UK, Indonesia, and Norway. As you can see from my poster that I have already mentioned about those countries, and I will try to choose the country which successfully adopt the taxation policy to encourage or to incentivize the electric vehicles in such countries. And at the end, I will try to put my recommendations as to the way that the government can try to develop in the future upon the taxation policy. At the beginning, I would say that I will try to explain this concept based upon the theory. I adopt some theory upon the international politics and economics, or IPE theory. In this theory, we try to analyze some connection or some relation about economic, legal, and politics. As you can see from the policy cycle, there are around 6 stages. First one is the problem emergence. Second is about the way that the agenda setting by the economists, and then we will try to setting the policy option, and then we try to making a decision upon the base option, and we'll try to implementation. As you can see that from the initial stage, there are the economists or relate to economic more. However, upon the implementation step, the legal practitioner will come up and will try to help the economists to provide the policy. That's the reason that I believe that legal is not stand-alone subject, but they are related to the other area as well, such as economic or politics as well. And moving on to the way that Thailand has adopted the concept of the global commitment, which called net zero carbon emission. This concept is the internal standard which those countries under the Paris Agreement has to adopt. And Thailand is one of the members, so Thailand has to adopt this concept into domestic one. And Thailand has successfully proposed the NDC, or the Nationally Determined Plan. In this plan, Thailand has adopted some benefit or some encouragement upon the EV use. That's the reason why I think that this thing is very important and is very practical for legal practitioner as well in the country to try to provide the recommendation to the government. Yeah, and moving on to the way that in the past the country has used like the traditional car or the internal combustion engine or the ICE. However, these cars provide I would say the VOC or the carbon emission, like carbon dioxide or the nitrogen dioxide, and this gas is very I would say is very impact to the people health, and it's very impact to the environment health as well. That's the reason why the globally would like to reduce these gas which create by the traditional car. And that's the reason why we would try and encourage people to switch from the traditional one into the EV car or the electric vehicles to reduce those gases and to reduce those components into the environment. As you can see that this concept has been proposed and has been uplifted by many countries through many ways or through many methods. But one method which is very crucial and is very useful is taxation policy. That's the reason why I believe that taxation play important role in terms of encouraging people to switch from the traditional car into the electric car. The concept is very easy because the government would like to collect the money from the people, and we all know as a tax. However, the government can use this tax as the method to encourage something or to discourage something. And EV is something that government would like to encourage in order to comply with the NDC under the international standard as well. That's a reason why Thai government and all countries would need to incentivize the electric vehicles by using taxation policy. And upon the next scheme, in my research paper, I would try to use the methodology into UK, into Indonesia, into Norway taxation policy. And I would say that these three countries have successfully implemented taxation. However, there are some similar and also difference when compared to Thailand. The similarities between these three countries and Thailand is that we have the same commitment. We have the same commitment to reach or to meet the zero emission around 2030 according to the international standard. However, we have the different way to reach that goal. For example, the first thing that I have seen is that only Norway pay attention to the polluter pay principle. Polluter pay principle is very crucial in terms of the way that we can encourage people to switch from the traditional one into the electric cars, because this concept provide from the OECD. This concept has highlight something is that when you drive the traditional car, you need to pay more because you provide more carbon dioxide to the environment. That's the concept of polluter pay principle, which has been adopted into the EV car as well in Norway. And therefore, Norway is successfully in terms of the way that the government encourage the people to use electric cars. This is the idea behind such successful. And I would say that one thing that Thailand lack is that we have import duty incentive, we have excise tax incentive, we have BOI incentive for EV. However, we do not have the VAT incentive. In my recommendation, I will propose this recommendation as well. And I would say that in my recommendation, I propose for 3 recommendations. For the first one, I propose that Thailand has to consider about the VAT reduction, because in Norway they exempt VAT around 25% for the purchase of the EV car, and they successfully adopt this policy. So I would say that Thailand could be use this idea or could be in the same position as Norway or Indonesia to reduce the VAT as well. So the revenue department could try to consider this recommendation in the future. And for the second one, I propose that the government should try to maximizing the EV charging station. Charging station is very crucial for electric cars. However, right now in Thailand, we have the incentive provided by the BOI or the Board of Investment. However, I would say that it is not consistent. It is can provide more about the consistency in terms of the incentive to the manufacturer. And we could try to provide more and more incentive in terms of taxation as well to the manufacturer to attract them to invest in our country. And moreover, I would say that the government should try to bring about the polluter pay principle into the taxation policy in order to encourage people to switch from the traditional car into the EV car. We have to acknowledge that PPP principle is very useful, and the government could try to bring this concept into this law or this policy in the future as well. So this is all my research paper, and I'll believe that my research paper is very useful for everyone, not only the people, but the manufacturer and also the law or the regulator as well. So I believe that my research paper could be useful, and in the future, I will see more policies from the government in terms of the incentivizing electric cars. Thank you so much and have a good day.